we are going to draw this cute kawaii illustration of this adorable peach in Procreate. During this easy step-by-step tutorial, you'll get familiar with a lot of useful features like recoloring with reference, QuickShape Tool, clipping masks, and blending modes, and learn the basics of drawing in Procreate. By the end, you'll not only draw an adorable illustration you'll be proud of, but also feel super confident using Procreate. And now, let's spend some time drawing! Let's begin by deciding what kind of canvas we are going to be using. Today we're using a standard square canvas that you can find in Procreate. Both our pixel width and pixel height are set at 2048 pixels, our DPI are at 300, and our color profile is set as sRGB with this low number. When it's all done, hitting done, getting redirected to our new canvas, zooming it out just a little bit, and then if you want to use the same colors and everything that you will see throughout this tutorial, please go under the description and download everything that is mentioned today. When you did it, the first thing that we will need to do is to go to our layers. We'll go to the background color, we will go under cards, and we will select the background color for our background. When we did it, let's just go to our brush library, and you can go to the sketching folder and select any brush that you prefer from here, or if you have any other brush that you prefer for the sketching part, you are welcome to go and select it. If you want to use the same brush that I'm going to be using, you are welcome to download it under the description. When we are done, let's just go to our color palette and select our dark pink lines color, and then we will get back to our canvas and we will start sketching our little peach. So let's start by creating a very rough shapes like that. And we will be just going, when we have one of them, going to the opposite side and creating the similar shape right here. So just creating a couple of lines for our ellipses right here. And then when we have the rough shape, let's just go and start making it a little bit more rounded on the bottom. So just creating a few more lines, going there, connecting them nicely, creating a rounder shape on the bottom. Don't worry if it doesn't look very nice right now, we can fix everything later on. When we are done mostly with the bottom part, let's just go to the top, and here too we will go and create the rounder parts. So let's just go and start creating something going in that way. When we have these lines, if you feel that maybe you want to go grab your eraser and erase all these lines that you don't need, you are welcome to go and do that. So very quickly, let's just go and erase these lines that we have in the center and everything that we don't want to see here. We will erase it, and when we are done with this task, let's just go get back our brush and we will go and start creating the elements on the top. So let's just go to this little intersection that we have right here on the top, and we will create two lines going up in that way. They will be curves and they will be a little bit wider on the top than they are on the bottom. On the very top, we will create a little curve, and then let's just go to the sides and let's create the leaves. So we will start very simply by going and creating two ellipses like that. One of them on one side, let's just make a little bit smaller. So when we have something going in that way, let's just go and turn these elements into the leaves. So just going to the top and creating these peaky shape right here and connecting it nicely with the overall shape that we have on the bottom. When we have something like that, let's just go to the opposite side and create something similar here. You can create a different shape, you can try to connect it nicely with the stem or try out different shapes right here. If you still want to go and maybe erase some additional lines right here, you are welcome to go and do that. Also, when we are done with this task, let's just go and find the center of our peach just by creating two lines like that, one vertical, one horizontal. When we have something going in that way, let's just go over one of the sides firstly, and we will map out where we are going to be creating our little eyes. So for the eyes, let's just go with simple shapes of half of the circles or half of the ellipses. And then when we have one of them, we will go to the opposite side and try to create something similar here too. So now we are just mapping out what we need to create later on. So just go and create a couple of these lines, try to create them similar on both sides, go with the thicker shapes, with the bigger shapes, with the smaller shapes, it's all up to you. When you have the shapes for the eyes, let's just go to the middle part right underneath this line that we have right here for our eyes, and from here we'll just go and create a little smile like that. When we have it, we will go to the bottom from it, and we will be making an open mouth like that, so just create a half of the circle or half of the ellipse. When we have something like that, let's just go underneath the eyes and we will create two little ellipses that will represent the cheeks. So for now, when we are done with the main elements, let's just take a look at everything from the distance and decide whether we want to adjust some parts or not. And if we want to do that, we will just go and do the following. So let's just go to our adjustments. We will go under Liquify and we will use the option push right here. We have the size slider, so we can just go and adjust the size of our brush right here. And we will go to some of the places and we will be sculpting our shape so it will look better from what we have right now. So for now, we can just go to some of the areas to adjust them. We can tweak them. We can make them bigger. We can make them rounder, smaller, anything that you want to do here. You are welcome to go and do. You can go to the outside shape, you can go to the middle part right here too. So now let's just spend some time here and adjust the shape to our liking, so later on it will be easier for us to recreate the shape with the clean lines. When you are overall satisfied with everything here, let's just tap on our adjustments twice. Let's just get back to our brush, and if you still feel that maybe you want to go and manually adjust some parts, you are welcome to go and do that. So basically our shape started to look a little bit more rounded, and we will just need to go and adjust some parts manually to achieve a nicer look. So when we have the result like that, when it's a pretty ugly sketch right now, let's just go and start adding the clean lines to finish up our little illustration with the clean lines. So what we need to do firstly is to go to our layers. We will go and tap on this N icon on this layer. We will go to the opacity slider and we will go and make it transparent. When we are satisfied with the level of opacity, let's just tap on the screen. Let's go tap on the plus icon, create a new layer here, and then we will switch our brush to go into the calligraphy folder, monoline brush, and if you want your lines to be smooth, you are welcome to tap on the brush, go inside the brush studio, stabilization, adjust the amount of streamline and amount of stabilization. Try it out onto your drawing pads, decide whether you want to tweak the options right here or use them as they were. When you are satisfied, just hit done and let's just go and start creating the lines. So firstly, let's just adjust the size of our brush, something around 7% or so, and then we will start recreating the lines that we have right here. Let's firstly go over our left side and let's just go and start creating the lines just as they are onto our sketch. Hold your line at the end when you've finished creating it, and then let's just go to the stop option that is popped up. This is our editing mode. Here we have the nodes, so we can just go and adjust the lines to our liking and create them in a smooth and nice way. So when you've adjusted the line and when you're satisfied with it, let's just tap on the screen and let's just go to the opposite side and start creating something similar here too. You don't need to recreate everything with 100% of similarity to what you have onto your sketch. If you want to adjust some parts, you are welcome to go and do that. You are always welcome to try a couple of times until you find the line that you are looking for. You can just hold your line, go again to the editing mode, adjust your line to your liking, find what works for you, try to create nice connection on the top and on the bottom. If the lines are not getting connected right now, you are welcome to just keep them as they are right now for now, and then we will manually adjust the shape. So for now, mainly working onto the shape and trying to create a nice shape for our peach. So if you need to adjust your shape and go a little bit beyond the frames that you have on your sketch, you are welcome to go and adjust it to your liking. When you're satisfied with this line, let's just tap on the screen and let's just go to these little intersections on the top and on the bottom, and we are going to be working with the brush and with the eraser to connect them nicely, seamlessly, without any peculiar shapes that we don't need here. So just go and erase the parts that you don't need, or on the contrary, just go and add some elements if you need to add that. So for now, let's just go to the top and we will erase this line that we have as an extra line. And then we will go and we will need to recreate this little line that we had onto our sketch. So let's just get back to our brush and let's just go to this line that we have onto our right. We will step a bit from this intersection and we will go down with another curve like that. So again, hold your line at the end, go to the editing mode, adjust it to your liking, just adjust the curvature, adjust the placement, try to make this line seamlessly going to the line that you have on the top. So adjust it When you are done, tap on the screen and let's just go and get rid of this line that we have right here on the top. So again, just go on very accurately and erasing the part so we will have a smooth line right here on the top. Let's just go to this little part that is not closed right now. So let's just go and close it just by connecting this line that we have on the left with this peculiar shape that we've created on the right. And when we have the closed line right here, one more time, let's just take a look at it. Let's decide whether we want to maybe fix this little part right here on the top so it's not that angular. And when you are satisfied with it, let's just go to this little shape that we've created. We'll go to the bottom and we will make a peaky shape like here. So when we have something going in that way, let's just go again to our brush and let's just go and continue creating the rest of the elements. So let's go to the stem and let's just go and create two parallel curves going right inside this shape that we've created for the peach. If it's not happening from the first try it out one more time. Just create a nice curves like that. If you need to adjust the curvature, go to the editing mode on the top. And when you have two little lines, let's just go over the top and let's connect them with the curve. So nicely connected on the top, adjust the curvature if you need to through your editing mode. Take a look at it from the distance. When you are done, tap on the screen and let's move on to our leaves. So again, the same way as before, just creating our curves, trying to connect everything nicely with the main shape of the peach that we have right here. If we need to go to the editing mode and adjust something right here, we are welcome to go and do that. Just try to create nice connections between the shapes and try to create them in a way that you don't need to go and create something with your brush or with your eraser. If you want to try out different shapes from what you have onto your sketch, you are welcome to go and do that. If you have some little gaps that you need to go and manually recolor, again, you are welcome to go and do it manually. When we are done with the first leaf, let's just go to the opposite side and create the similar shape right here. So again, just holding our line and the end and creating nice shapes right here. Closing it up. If it's not happening from the first try it out one more time. Just create a nice shape right here for your second leaf. When you are done with it, take a look whether you need to adjust some parts or connect something more nice. When we are done with the leaves, let's just go and switch the size of the brush to something around 3%, and then we'll go inside the leaves and we will create the first curve going through the middle of our leaf on both sides. You can go with just a simple curve or you can go with a peculiar shape like that. And when we have this middle part, let's just go and create some veins here. So we'll be going to the sides and we'll be creating some peculiar lines going in that way. You can just go and create them from one line in the middle, or you can just go gradually with something like that, or try out a different pattern for these elements. You can just go and try it out again a couple of times until you like your result. And when you are done with the first side, go to the opposite side and create something similar here. So just go in there and very accurately aiding our little peculiar shapes. When you're satisfied with this task, let's just go again to our bigger size of the brush and let's just go and start creating one of the eyes. So decide which side you want to go on, and when you are done, let's firstly go and create the curve on the top like that, and then we will go to the bottom and we will try to create some thickness here. So we'll be just going there and creating the bean shape like that. Close it nicely, drag and drop the color inside when you are ready. If you need to go and work on the outline of the shape, go with your brush, go with your eraser, and when you have the similar shape to what you see right now onto your screen, let's just go and adjust it by going to our adjustments, Liquify Tool, push option. Let's adjust the size of the brush and let's just go and make it a little bit thinner. So basically what we're going to be doing is going to the sides that we have right here and we will be tweaking them a little bit and making them a little bit more pointy. So let's just spend some time here and adjust the shape of our eye to create something like that. When you're satisfied with the shape, let's just go away from our adjustments. Let's just switch the size of the brush to 3% one more time. And let's just go to the outer side of our eye. And let's just go and create two eyelashes like that. So you can play around with their shape, with their size, with the thinness of them or thickness of them. Try it out a couple of times, find what works for you. And when you are ready, let's just go and make a copy of this eye. So we will put it on the opposite side. When you are satisfied with your eye, let's just go to our S ribbon icon. We will use freehand method and we will go to this eye. We will select it. When only this element is selected, we will do the following. We will use 3 fingers, we will swipe down and we will use the option copy first. Then we will do the same thing, 3 fingers down using the option paste. On the bottom, when we have this window, we will use the option flip horizontal and we will just move the second eye on the opposite side. So let's just find the placement for it. If you want to rotate it, you are welcome to go to this green note right here, hold your Apple Pencil there and make a rotational movement and basically just find the placement for this element. When you are done with this task, let's just go away from our editing mode and then let's just go to our layers and you will see that we have this additional layer on top. So let's just tap on it and let's just use merge down so we will have all the lines on one layer. Now let's just go again with 3% of size of our brush and let's just go and recreate the shape that we have for our mouth. So let's just go to this line that we have on the top and you can recreate it as it is onto your sketch, or you can just go and create a kitty mouth like that. So just create half of the circle or half of the ellipse on this side and then go to the opposite side and create a similar shape here. Adjust it through your editing mode if you need to, and when you are done with this task, let's just go underneath this line and let's create the shape that we have on the bottom just with one line. So hold your line and the end, go to the editing mode if you need to adjust it, take a look at it from the distance, find what works for you, adjust it to your liking if you want to go with a smaller shape or with a bigger shape, or if you want to rotate this shape, it's all up to you. Just go and do what you need to do right here to create a cute illustration. When you are done, just tap on the screen to accept the changes, and then if you have some extra parts that you need to erase, just go and erase them with your eraser. Let's just do it on both sides if we have it on both sides, and when we have the result like that, let's just go and take a look at everything without the lines of the sketch. So go into our layers and go into this layer where we have our sketch and we will just tap on this little check mark. Let's just take a look at everything without the lines and decide whether we like everything or not. If you want to adjust something, go to the Liquify tool and adjust it right now. And if you are satisfied with everything, let's move on to the next part where we are going to be adding the basic colors. So for our basic colors, let's firstly go to our layers and let's just grab this layer that we have for our sketch. We will hold it and we will drag it above our layer with the lines. When we did it, we will get back to our layer where we have our lines. When it is selected, we will go to our arrow key right here, uniform method, and we will select snapping right here into the settings. When we did it, we will just go and find the center, so we will position it nicely onto our canvas. And to find the center, we will just need to look for these 2 lines, one vertical, one horizontal. When we found them, just lift up your Apple Pencil and let's just go away from this mode by tapping on the arrow key. Let's just get back to our layers. Let's just tap on our layer where we have our lines and let's just use the option reference. That way we can use these lines on separate layers to add the colors. So now let's just tap on the plus icon, create a new layer. Let's just hold this layer and drag it underneath our layer with the lines, and then we will go to our color palettes, and firstly we will use this color with the title red that we have on the top. Let's just drag this color inside, and then let's just go again to our layers and we will make a copy of this layer. We will swipe the layer from right to left and choose duplicate, and then we will go to our color palettes and select the color with the name face. Let's just drag and drop this color inside and let's just go and make this shape a little bit smaller. So let's just go again to our arrow key, and to make it gradually, we will just need to go to this node that we have on the top and on the bottom in the middle, and we will just drag them down and up depending on the node that we are using right now. So for now, let's just go and adjust the size. You can go with a bigger shape, with a smaller shape. It's up to you what you want to achieve here. If you want to move this shape, you are welcome to go and do that. When you are mostly satisfied with everything here, let's just tap on our arrow key and let's manually go and adjust these little miscolored places. So let's just go and adjust the size of our brush, and we will go and manually recolor these little places that are not colored right now. And then we will go to the top and we will adjust this part a little bit too. So firstly, let's just go and recolor this little part right here. And then we will grab our eraser and we will go to this little shape right here. And we will be recoloring this part in that way. So firstly, just create a little line going in that way, seamlessly connected with your main shape that you have right here. And then erase this part that we have on the top. When we have it in that way, let's go again to our brush, and from this little intersection right here, we will go up and create a seamless curve going inside this shape that we have right here on the right. And now let's just go inside the shape, recolor the rest of the area. If we have some elements that we need to go and erase with our eraser, we will just go and do that. Just create nice connections between the shapes. When we have the shape like that, let's just get back to our layers. Let's create one more layer on top of this layer where we have our additional face element. And then we will go to our color palette and use the color with the name Pink Shadow, red pink shadow color right here, red color that we have right here. So just one of these colors, drag it to this middle part right here that we have for our face. When we have it in that way, let's also get back to our layers and unhide our layer with our sketch. And as we moved our shape, we will just need to go and grab our arrow key and match it with the shape that we have right now. And then we will just get back to our layers, go to this layer where we have our face. We will go to our color palette, select the red color that we have right here on the top, and we will just go and recreate the shapes that we have right here for our cheeks. So just with one line, create a shape of the ellipse. If you need to go to the 18 mode and adjust it, you are welcome to go and adjust it to your liking. When you are done, just tap on the screen and let's just go adjust the size of our brush and manually recolor the rest of the area that we have right here in the middle. Adjust the size of your brush, so get back to the previous one and let's just go and make a copy of this element. Let's just go to our S ribbon icon, freehand method, select this cheek, 3 fingers down using the option copy, 3 fingers down using the option paste. Now moving this shape to the opposite side. If you need to make it smaller or rotate it, you know what you need to do. Just go and find the placement for this element. When you're satisfied with the position of it and with everything, just tap on the arrow key to accept the changes. And now let's just go again to our layers, hide the layer with our little sketch part, and then let's just go and merge these 2 layers together. So go into the layer where we have a copy of the cheek, tap in, select and merge down, and then let's just go and create one more layer on top. Let's go back to our color palette, select the color with name red that we have right here on the bottom, and then just drag it to the stem. When we have these, let's just get back to our layers, create one more layer on top, select the color with the title light yellow, and recolor one of the segments by dragging and dropping the color here. We will have the option continue filling right here on the top, so we can choose it and we can go to the rest of the segments and recolor them just by tapping on them. When we are done with recoloring, let's just tap on this little check mark right here on the top, and then let's just go and start adding the details. So firstly, let's just get back to our layers. We will go to our layer where we have our lines. We will tap on it, we will turn off our reference, and when we did it, let's just go from the bottom and we will be adding additional colors here. So firstly, let's just go to this layer where we have this peach color. We will tap on it and we will choose the option select. When we did it, we will get back to our layers. We will go above this layer where we have our face and we will create one more layer here. Let's tap on the N icon and choose the multiply blending mode. For the opacity, let's go with something around 35, maybe 40%, and then we will go to our color palettes and we will select the color with the name Pink Red Shadow. Let's adjust the size of our brush and we will go to the bottom part and we will start by creating one curve going up in that way. You can hold it at the end, you can go to the 18 mode and adjust it from here. Just create a nice shape that will look like a shadow right here. When you have the first curve, let's just go and manually recolor the rest of the area just by going there and adding the color like that. and accurately go to the top and try not to go outside the shapes that you've created as the first curve of the shadow. So when we have the result like that, let's also get back to our layers. Go above the layer with our leaves and create one more layer here. Let's go back to our color palettes and select the white color. We will adjust the size of our brush and we will go to the opposite side from our shadow and we will create a big highlight like that. You can hold your line at the end, you can adjust the curvature of it by going to the editing mode. Try not to go inside the shadow that you have right here on the bottom. Just try to create a nice outline here, accept the changes when you are ready. If you have some areas that you need to recolor manually, just go and recolor them just by using your brush. When we have this first highlight, let's also go underneath right here over the left side and create a big highlight like that. Just create half of the circle or half of the ellipse, drag and drop the color inside. When you have this shape, let's just go and start creating a few more highlights of different sizes and different shapes. So just go there, create a few of the elements, just going along the overall shape that you have for your peach. You can vary the size of your brush. You can go and maybe try out different shapes that you have for your little sparkles right here. You can go to some other areas and add this color to them. You can either go to this bottom part and add a couple of little sparkles right here. If you want, we can also grab this color that we have right here for the face. To do that, when we are at our canvas, we can hold one of our fingers and you will see we invoke this little tool. If we move it, our color on the top will change. So we will just need to go to this beige color. When we are ready, just lift up our finger, our color right here will change. And with this color, we can just go and maybe add some dots and peculiar shapes to the outlines on the shape of the face. And just basically go and add a few more additional parts. And also we can just go and select this color that we have right here for our shadow. And with this color, we can just go and add a few more textury parts. Try not to overdo, just add a couple of these additional elements. When you are done, let's just go and maybe add a few more peculiar shapes. So when you are satisfied with everything here, when you are done with the highlights, let's just go and deselect everything by hitting our S ribbon icon. When we did it, let's continue by going to our layers. We'll go to this layer where we have our peach part. We'll create one more layer on top. We'll tap on this layer and we will choose clipping mask. When we did it, let's go to our color palette, select pink red shadow color. Get back to your layers, go to this N icon on this layer and choose color burn blending mode. When we did it, let's just go to our brush library. We'll go to the airbrushing folder and we will select soft blend brush. For the opacity of this brush, let's go with something around 20%. Adjust the size of the brush so it is big. And let's just go to the bottom part right here and we'll be adding a little gradient right here to create more interest to the picture. Try to go very softly and try to avoid creating this very blotchy effect. Mostly go to the bottom and make smooth transitions between the colors. If you overdid it, you can go back to your layers. Go to this little icon right here and adjust the opacity of this layer. So find what works for you. When you are done, let's just get back to our calligraphy folder, monoline brush, and let's continue adding additional elements. So firstly, let's just go to these little elements that we have for our mouth. Let's create one more layer from this layer, tap on the layer, select clipping mask, and then we will go to our color palettes and select this red color that we have right here on the top. Let's just go inside the mouth, more toward the bottom part, and let's create a little curve for the tongue. When we have it, let's just go increase the size of our brush and manually recolor the rest of the area. Adjust it more if you want to, get back to the previous size of the brush, and let's just go inside the cheeks and add a bit of interest to them too by adding little lines. So let's just get back to our color palettes and select this pink red shadow color, and let's just go to the slider with opacity and let's set it to something around 30%. Now we will go inside the cheeks and we will add a couple of lines like that. Make them parallel to one another, and if you want, you can just try out different directions, try out different opacity. Just find what works for you. When you are done, just get back your opacity of 100%, and let's continue by going to our layers, going to our stem, creating one more layer on top, tapping on the layer, selecting clipping mask, tapping on the N icon, selecting multiply blending mode, and adjusting the opacity to something around 30%. Then we will get back to our color palette, select dark pink lines color, and let's just go more toward the bottom with a bigger size of the brush and just add a little shadow like that. If you want, you can go and duplicate this layer. So just create a new layer like that, and then just go to the arrow key and drag it a little bit down to create a nice effect like that. When you are done, just tap on the arrow key, and then let's just get back to our layers. Go to our layer with our leaves, create one more layer on top, tap on the layer and select our clipping mask. Now let's just get back to our color palette and select this yellow-green color, and let's just go more toward the bottom part of the leaves and add some pattern to them. So just create the second color with this brush and with this color. Just add more interest to the picture. You can try out different things right here. When you are done, let's just get back to our layers. Let's just go and create one more layer on top, tap on it, select clipping mask, select multiply blending modes, same level of opacity of around 30%, and then we will get back to our color palette and select this cyan color. With this color and maybe with the smaller size of the brush, let's just go more toward the bottom and let's create one more little shadow. Make sure that you've chosen the cyan color and then go and try it out one more time if it didn't happen from the first try. Just create a little shadow more toward the bottom and do the same on both sides. When you're satisfied with everything here, let's just go and add a bit of interest by adding some peculiar highlights on the lines and adding more color to the lines. So let's just get back to our layers. Let's just find our layer with the lines. Let's create one more layer on top. Let's tap on this layer and select clipping mask. Now let's just get back to our color palette and select the white color firstly, and then we will go to our eyes. We will adjust the size of our brush. We will go to the middle part and we will create a big highlight like that. Let's just do it on both sides, so repeat the same thing on the opposite side, and then let's just go and maybe add a couple more highlights like that. Take a look at everything from the distance, and then let's just go again to our color palette and select the color with the name Red Lines. We will go to our layers, and from this layer that we have for our lines, so firstly select it, let's just go and create one more layer and it automatically be clipped to our previous layer. Now onto this layer, let's just go to our brush library. We'll go to the airbrushing folder, soft blend brush, and firstly let's just go and recolor the lines that we have right here for the mouth on the bottom. So just go there and very accurately recolor these lines. And also if you want, we can just go adjust the size of our brush and very nicely, very softly, we will go to the tips of the eyes and we will add a bit of this red color to the tips of the eyes to create some gradients. When we did it with the same brush and with the same color, we will go over the top of our lines that we have for our peach, for the main shape, and we will just go there and recolor them by creating a nice and smooth gradient on the lines. Just go and create something going in that way. When you are done, let's just go and erase the parts that we don't need. Mostly we are going to these lines that we have right here onto our stem because we are not going to be recoloring them. So very accurately, let's just go and recolor these additional elements that we have right here that we've created. When you are done with this task, let's again get back to our layers, create one more layer above this layer with these red lines, and then let's just go to our color palette and select this cyan color. You can switch the brush to calligraphy monoline brush and very accurately go and recolor these lines that you have right here for your leaf. Or you can just go to the S ribbon icon, use the freehand method, very accurately select the parts that you are going to be recoloring. So just with this tool, just go above the lines, try to make nice connections right here. Just go loop this shape around and just drag and drop the color to this area. And do the same on the opposite side too. So when you are done with this first leaf, just deselect everything, go again to the S ribbon icon and try to make a nice selection right here too. So just go along these lines and create the selection. Again, loom the shape around, go very carefully right here where you have this additional line that you have on the stem, loom the shape around and drag and drop the color inside. When you are done, make sure that you've recolored everything that you wanted, or if you have some elements that you need to take the care of by recoloring them, or on the contrary, just go in there and erasing some recolored parts. Just go and make everything nice, smooth and clean. If you need to go manually, just go and adjust the parts that you need to adjust. When you have a very nice shape like that, you also can go get back to your brush library, airbrush and folder, soft blend brush, go again to the color palette, go to this yellow green color, and very softly, maybe with the smaller size of the brush, go inside the shapes where you have these veins and recolor them just a little bit, just to add some interest and softness to this little part. So now when we have the result like that, we are almost done. The very last thing that we will add here will be additional elements outside the shape of our little peach. So just adding some interest. Let's just go to this folder that you downloaded. This is our simple stamps folder, and we will go and select one of these brushes with the heart. When we selected one of them, let's just get back to our color palette. Let's select this pink red shadow color, and let's just go to the top right here. We'll balance everything out, just creating a little heart right here. Firstly, let's just make sure that we've created a new layer, so go above all the layers that you have right here, create one more layer right here, and start creating little hearts going in that way. This brush that you are using is sensitive to the direction of the canvas, so if you are rotating your canvas, you will see a differently positioned element. So just create the first element like that. If you want, you can go and switch the color of the brush to something darker. Go to the other places and put a few more little shapes of the hearts. For example, let's just adjust the size of our brush, make it a little bit smaller. Go to the opposite side and create a little heart here too. And with the same tool, let's just go and add a couple more of these elements, one on one side and one on the opposite side. You can use the same color that you are using right now, or choose the color from your color palettes. When you are satisfied with everything here, let's just get back to our color palette and let's select some colors that we want to put inside of our little hearts. So let's just go try out a couple of these colors and just drag them to the places you want to recolor. So let's just go with this darker color right here and maybe select the very soft color of the face and put it right here on the top. And if you want to go to the opposite side with the same color, you are welcome to go and do that. Just take a look at everything from the distance, decide whether you want to adjust some parts or not, maybe add some elements to the background or a little shadow underneath. Just be creative, and when you are satisfied with everything here, we are done with our illustration. I hope you are proud of your result. Share it on socials and tag me so I can see your beautiful creations. And if you enjoyed this video, you can find more similar kawaii tutorials on my Skillshare or on Patreon at the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.